Hello, hello, creatures dear. I'm Mir, and so glad to have you here. And I do apologize for the delay, but I think I have everything ready. Let us just see. Tonight, I will be bringing you a playthrough of a game series that is quite near and dear to my heart. The one that got me into writing as a hobby. Huh? Where did it go? Need to make some adjustments here. That's about middle. Audio levels are going. Now, as I was saying, I was once quite the fan of the Touhou Project series, and then I sort of dropped off for no reason in particular. Time got away from me, games took my attention, mostly Final Fantasy XIV. But here I am going to take a look at perhaps not the best point to jump back into. This is Touhou 19, Unfinished Dream of All Living Ghosts, and it is a return to the sort of versus setup that the Phantasmagoria games previously did, but this, while this does not have the name, it has all the hallmarks of those games. I believe they were what is it? Phantasmal Flower View and Dimensional Dream. Phantasmal Dimensional Dream, I think. Maybe? I will double check, because I do not want to lead you folks astray. It is Phantasmagoria of Dimensional Dream and Phantasmagoria of Flower View. Those are Touhou 3 and 9 respectively. So it has been a long time since we've had this format. It hasn't been since 2005. Yes, a very long time. And this released in, I think, 2025? 2023. So this game was 18 years away from the previous Versus game. And as per the previous entries, you only start out with a limited cast. The main two heroines, Reimu Hakure and Marisa Kirisame, as well as a series regular, Sanae Kochiya. Reimu's is the tutorial, and I already cleared that, but I will hop right back in just to keep you folks familiarized. So those guys from the animal realm still haven't given up on taking over the surface. I have to hurry before things get out of control. What a sprite. Come on. Oh. Oh, Miss Reimu? Now you, Komainu. What exactly are you doing here? The spirits are just so worked up. It's bringing out the beast in me. So in the Touhou games, you have the normal unfocused shot. You move faster. Have a bit of a easier time getting between large gaps. And you have focus mode, which slows your movement, shows your hitbox, and makes it easier to weave through smaller gaps. That is especially important on higher difficulties, but I am not skilled enough for that, so I am playing on normal. Now in the sort of versus format, the enemy will throw attacks at you and get you to waste resources. What I did just there is a bomb. It is something that is in just about every Touhou game. It usually puts you in a state of invincibility to get out of jail free card as long as you don't get hit before using it. In this game, you have a sort of secondary form of attack where you charge up and spend the gauge on the bottom there. Like so. The more gauge you have, the more you spend, the more powerful your attacks. And in this game, you want to knock down spirits so that they will go to the enemy side and fill up their screen and make things harder to deal with. But your priority is always to not get hit. In the in the story mode, you have a set amount of, I believe, enemy spell cards. Those are the big attacks you were seeing me go up against. There are a limited amount of those that you have to get through, either by timing out or by shooting down the enemy and depleting their health bar. Higher difficulties make it so you have to go through more spell cards. In previous games, it was set up so that you had to actually deplete their health bar in the same way you do by usually by waiting until the AI has a flag that lets them get hit. Otherwise, they normally play very well according to the difficulty level and how far along you are in your story progression of that particular character's path. But earlier on in this sort of tutorial section, enemies go down pretty easy, especially on here. You go stay put at the shrine. Yeah. And this shows up from a previous game, Unconnected Marketeers, I believe, where there are cards that give you abilities that help you get through the story. And here you get them depending on who you defeat, and that's determined by who you're playing as. And the commotion's especially noisy near the mountain. I think I'll take a bit of a closer look around here. Ah! Shrine Maiden! This is gonna be a real pain. I'm out of here. Why are you running away? You're up to something, aren't you? And here you see Reimu's modus operandi. Shoot first, ask questions maybe later. Her role is to deal with any incidents that the supernatural residents of Gensokyo cause, and she's usually not too delicate in her approach. I believe I neglected to mention this, but the more enemies you defeat, the more your gauge fills, giving you access to bigger stuff, like so. And that allows you to send your own attack at the enemy. And that is what happens when you misjudge how much damage you do. Everything in a Touhou game, usually everything that isn't points or power-ups, will cause you to lose a life. The little spirits you see running around, they are from a previous game. What is it? Wily Beast and Weakest Creature, I think? During an incident where the animal spirits from the afterlife try to take over Gensokyo. And now they're here causing trouble again. And you will notice that every character here except the main heroines are animals of some kind, or have some relation to them. Nazrin is a mouse. An is a Shisa, a lion dog, those statues you see in front of shrines and temples. If even a mouse with no ties to the animal realm is making a move, this might be more serious than I thought. Maybe it isn't just the beast spirits trying to invade. Hey, Reimu! Things are getting pretty out of control. I can see that. The beast spirits launching an invasion in earnest is no surprise, but this has to be work of those outlaws from the animal realm. Beast spirits? Invasion? Are you half asleep or something? That ain't what's important here. This is about land ownership. Land the wealthy spirits would never ever have given up before It's all suddenly been abandoned. This isn't a crisis, it's an opportunity. Let's snatch up whatever we can before those greedy spirits take over. And that is Marisa in a nutshell. The second longest running character in the Touhou series, after Reimu herself. A human, a magician, wizard, sort of sorcerer person, kind of a thief, greedy, very driven to get stronger as a human without giving up her humanity. I see. You're on their side, aren't you? Open your eyes, Marisa. If you've given up on human intellect and surrendered to the law, if you give up human intellect and surrender to the law of the jungle, you're already a beast. Prepare to be exercised. Marisa. Not Marisa, Marisa. Is very easy to mistake it for a more Western pronunciation, and I think that's by design. Especially in the modern series, the Windows iteration games, the creator, Zun, had a focus on sort of a setting where East meets West. Wanting to kind of explore things, have contrasts that weren't typically seen in Japanese games. The first Touhou game, Highly Responsive to Prayers, released in 96, 97, I want to say. And it is very much unlike the modern Touhou games, more resembling something like Breakout. And not very story-heavy. There is no dialogue in that game. The second game... what was it called? Story of Eastern Wonderland, I want to say. That is the first time you have Touhou as a vertical shoot-'em-up game similar to this. That is where you started seeing characters talk, have characters. And I think it's not until Touhou 3 where Marisa is introduced as the apprentice to a vengeful spirit named Mima that fans have been clamoring for a long time. A bit dicey, and as you might have noticed, I retain the number of lives I have between fights. So if those run out, that is the run over. You won, I surrender. Anyway, Beast Spirits, you think the mastermind's in the animal realm, Reimu? I can't imagine any other possibility. Those animal spirit guides are always trying to take over the world. Well, best of luck to you. I've got other ideas. This was the way to the animal realm, wasn't it? Oi! Where do you think you're going? Huh? Sika? Let me guess. Headed to hell? You're as sharp as ever. I'm impressed. Still, what gave it away? Not the one sicking the beast spirits on the surface is in hell, I mean. No, I was actually headed to the animal realm. the ones in charge of the beast spirits are in the animal realm, right? My mistake. I've got no business with you then. Go on and beat it. This is Suika Ibuki Inoni, based on the legendary Shuten Doji, one of the most cataclysmic evil spirits in all of Japanese folklore. One of the big three, the three great evils, I think they are referred to. The other being Tamamo no Mai, the nine-tailed fox, and the other varies at times. One either being the vengeful spirit of an emperor, and the other being, I want to say, another Oni. It has been some time since I last thought about this, so do forgive me for having a bit of a rusty memory. But here, Suika is a little gremlin, little goblin, a Japanese goblin, you might say. That is a bit of a reference to a very, very, very old, Okay. Gotta focus. A very old, what was it? It's a very old music video from the Japanese side of the internet. Back when the Toho series was in its infancy. Well, not so much infancy, in its adolescence. There we go. Suika here was introduced in 7.5. Immaterial and Missing Power, I think it's called. And she's been a reoccurring face in the series, more so in the manga. But she pops up in the games from now and then, usually in the 0.5 sort of anthology games. Not anthology, sort of walk down memory lane, where you face off against several, most characters that have appeared in the series. But we can get to those another time. Suika, why are you... Seems you're still as strong as ever. Alright then, I'll let you in on something. If you want to get the job done quick, don't bother going somewhere like the Animal Realm. Huh? Bring the fight to hell. Thwart the king's plans. This stormy air feels familiar. Feels exactly like hell. Why, hello. Welcome to hell. You must be that ever-famous shrine maiden from Gensokyo. Who are you? I'm Hisami Omotsu, your guide to hell. All are welcome in hell, no matter who, no matter when. Now, where may I take you today? I'm trying to stop the beast spirit invasion, and I heard something about the mastermind being in hell, like a minute ago. Oh, How'd you manage to figure that out? Not even the banquet started yet. I'll still show you the way. But in keeping with the ways of hell, I only guide the dead.
Yeah. Don't get greedy. Do not get greedy.
And what you see in those attacks is very much the character feature of Touhou. The big attacks that are all very recognizable, that are very pretty, is the sort of in-world justification for them. Come on. Okay. Lovely. I don't know how many years it's been since I last met a human this strong. Now, none come to mind, her greatness aside. Her greatness? No need to worry, I'll take you right away. You were here for her greatness to begin with, no? Yes, I probably won't be able to clear this without a continue. Last time I played this, I got through Marissa without getting hit. Not so fortunate here. I will have to be on the ball with my bombs. I've fallen into hell just by going with the flow. You, living human. You stand before Zanmu Nipaku. What sort of matter brought you to this world of nothingness? You are the one who's controlling the beast spirits to take over the surface, right? I, Reimu Hakude, am here to exterminate you. Me, controlling beast spirits, taking over the surface? I haven't done anything of the sort, yet. Nor do I intend to. Have you come before me to resolve an incident that has not yet even occurred? What on earth are you... Wait, you're not gonna fool me. My intuition tells me you're behind all this. You came here, to me, without ever meeting the beast that dances wildly upon the mountain. The beast that lives eternal in the forest, or even the beast that sips blood in the depths of the earth. I just can't help but laugh. I think I like you. I'll give you the fight you want. And then watch it all unfold, baffled at this incident you've unwittingly resolved. Feel the bane of my nothingness. This is my gift to you. And this is where it's going to get a lot more complicated. with attack patterns. This is just normal mode. It gets a lot worse in Hard and Lunatic. One more. I have to be very careful with this last bomb. Or, never mind. I could, no. And that is me done. Normally. So this would not be a valid run for replays, but I can still continue. I suppose I was a fool for getting my hopes up. And here I thought I saw my old self in you. And you will, if you continue, you will start over from the beginning of a fight in this with all of your lives. And I was doing so well. And now I'm just getting sloppy. And that's something you come to learn as you play Touhou games. You can't focus on a single safe spot because that is constantly changing. Okay, didn't need a bomb that time. I should have used a bomb that time. I am... about where I was last time. Just a different kind of sloppy. Okay. Getting boxed in pretty scarily there. definitely don't have it. That would have been the end. And I will not be showing this, as the creator of the games, he prefers to have this as something of a reward for beating it, so I will quickly get through this and let you fine folks find out what happens here for yourselves. And that is the first character down out of many. And these are the difficulty levels. They change names throughout each game to reflect what's going on. Ladybug level is easy. Attacks are weak and easy to avoid. The CPU plays like they're asleep. Army Ant level is normal mode. Easy at the start, gets progressively harder, and the CPU will take it somewhat seriously. Killer Bee level is hard mode. Difficult right from the beginning. It'll be a quick fight. The CPU doesn't seem to have any intention of dying. Chimimorio level is lunatic mode. Winner is decided in the blink of an eye, because you'll immediately die. Even the CPU's getting desperate. Let me double check what that is. I believe... yeah, that is... that is, evil spirits. And all the kanji for them look very, very similar. Having the character for demon at the start. So... a demon or a ghost at the start, I should say, because that is a distinction that should be made between languages. Demon in Japanese is not so much the Abrahamic consideration of demon, so it would be a bit of a faux pas to conflate them. But I will go back to normal mode and play with a very popular pick between the two main characters. Marisa. She is fast, but has usually only forward-facing attacks, as opposed to Reimu, who is a bit slower, easier to handle, and as you might have seen, her unfocused attack, shot type, had some tracking to it. Marisa can get through spell cards a bit faster if you're able to stay under the boss, and that makes her easier in that way, but Reimu has a bit of an easier time surviving, as you don't go quite as far when you move and don't have to worry about overshooting your inputs. There's no doubt about it. Because of that market god, the surface is undergoing a revolution. And this is in reference to, I think, the previous mainline game, 18 Unconnected Marketeers. There's no way I'll pass up this chance. Oh, if it is Marisa. I didn't expect to see you here. The Moon Rabbit. Did you really not expect to run into me here? Oh well, you don't seem unrelated to this incident anyway. Unrelated to this incident anyway. As you see, enemies are dying much faster. Or perhaps slightly faster, but that counts as much faster in Touhou. And in this game, characters have different, I forget what it's called, the little, charge mode. Where they will capture spirits in them and stop them in their tracks, making them easier to get and easier to get out of, to make them not be so much of a threat. And as you might have been seeing, enemies sort of pop and destroy bullets as they are defeated. You don't need to worry too much about the fairies. They are dying, but they do respawn. Come on. There we go. Okay. Wasted that first bomb because I fat-fingered my inputs. But I didn't lose a life. That would have been pretty embarrassing. It seems like the moon's forces are trying to get their hands on the land. I better hurry. Concentrated firepower. If others got their eyes on this too, skip past that first dialogue. That's a bummer, but maybe I should talk to her about it. Whoops. What terrible timing to run into a terrible person. If it isn't the mouse from Yoden Temple. Aren't you observant? I can't believe you've got eyes on the incident too. What? Is that a bad thing? I discovered that treasure first, so it's mine. If you play this, you'll find that the characters' way of dealing with the spirits is going to change how they approach fights. Marisa doesn't have to wait for targets to get as close, but she has to be more precise with it. She has an easier time dealing with the otter spirits, as you can see, as they just go back and forth. Orimu has an easier time of dealing with spirits that get close to her, because she projects a field all around her. And as you might hear, this game has a lot of audio cues. Like the way you charge up, it has that clicking sound, like a camera shutter or something similar, to indicate what level of charge you're at, and enemy bosses, the little sound that happens when they get hit changes as they get low on health. Showing you that you get a bit more daring, because once the attack is dealt with, all of its projectiles are wiped from the screen. Well, I'm not so rusty that I'd lose to a mouse. I'm not so rusty that I'd lose to a mouse. That's probably a bit better. Oh. The incident reaches this deep into the mountains. I don't think ordinary people understand, but as a magician, I do. It's as if the world has turned back into nothingness. Maybe that god was truly something else. Ah, Marissa. You're hiking without a care in this place. What? Reimu, this is no time for jokes. This whole place is in turmoil. I'm not blind, you know. I expected an all-out attack from the beast spirits, but it must be the work of those outlaws from the animal realm. And now we're getting Marissa's perspective. Beast spirits attacking. Are you half asleep? That sure isn't what's important. Land ownership is the actual problem here. There was some land some rich spirits weren't ever going to give up. Suddenly, they abandoned it. This is an opportunity, not a crisis. Let's take whatever we can before any greedy spirits take over. I see. You're on their side, aren't you? Open your eyes, Marissa. If you've given up all your human intellect and surrendered yourself to the law of the jungle, you're already a beast. I'll exercise you. And now we will get to see what Reimu's attacks look like from this side of the screen. This is something that traces back to Touhou 7? No, 8. Where, depending on who you picked, you would fight a different boss. If you were playing as Reimu, you would fight Marissa. If you were playing as Marissa, you'd fight Reimu. I believe this attack is unique. It's from Touhou 9, the second character split screen versus format. Very fittingly, Reimu's attacks try to box you in and sort of seal you in place. Very fitting for a shrine maiden who seals and exorcises spirits. Oh, just the one life lost. Nice, I won! Anyways, Beast Spirits, you think the masterminds from the Animal Realm, Reimu? Don't you? No, I don't. I'm feeling a faint, unknown magic influencing the scramble for the land. Scramble for the land. That's not something beasts are capable of. We should grab that land as a precaution for the coming incident. Reimu very much goes with the flow. Marisa is much more focused on figuring out the hows and whys of an incident, while blasting her way through. So the way Reimu sees it, this incident looks like another attempt of Animal Realm invasion. Now that I say it, the Beast Spirit's movements are also a little bit suspicious. But other spirits are making a ruckus too. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Oh, isn't that Marisa? Long time no see. Hope you've been well and strong. You're from the Animal Realm. You can always become part of the Keiga family. You just need to say the word. With that might of yours, you can start at a high rank right away. But that's not what I'm here for. So Reimu did have a point. Was she right about the Animal Realm trying to take over the Human Realm? Never mind that. Everyone on the surface will soon be the Keiga family subordinates nonetheless. It's the beginning of a new era on the surface, where might makes right. Seriously. This has to be stopped, right here, right now. So come on. The weak will be kicked off the surface. The weak will be kicked off the surface. It would probably have more kick, definitely at the end there. Miss Horsey here is based off a legend of the mythical Prince Shotoku. A sort of not quite real historical figure, more speculative to have existed. He also shows up in the Toho series, though not quite in a form that you might expect. But if I play that game, we will see her later. Let's see, this is stage 4. This is definitely where I start running into problems in the games. I am not too good. And stage 4 is usually where I start hitting my wall skill-wise. Reimu had it a bit easier because she's very much the intro. And beating her story unlocks Marisa's and Sunai's. Lasers. Always lasers. I am going to be rather sparse on bombs if I keep up like that. I've already lost a life. And I would like to have some insurance later. I'm not expecting to beat this quite flawlessly. but I would like to be able to clear a run at least once without having to continue. There we go. Am I missing any messages in chat? No. I had that problem Sunday. But it looks like everything is running just fine. I don't have any dropped frames. That is excellent. Don't even think about trying to take over the surface. You're way too late. A new ally born of the Kega family has already been born on the surface. What? Taking over the surface with bodies that aren't flesh and bone has proven to be inconvenient. I found the most powerful beast in the Forest of Magic. The Kega family has become invincible. The Kega family's new ally. She said they were in the Forest of Magic. They belong to the Kega family, right? I wonder what sort of meathead they found. Taking over the surface will be difficult for them if all they have are people who boast about their strength. Maybe I could put them to good use. Target acquired! Just like Lady Saki said, the most important person will return to the Forest of Magic. Who are you? Are you that Kega fam- I am a commander of the Kega family circus team. Name's Enoko. By Lady Saki's order, I'll capture you and enlist you to fight for the Kega family. Here she is, the meathead. And so, let the fight begin. I'll grind you to death with my fangs. And this girl here, I believe, is designed with inspiration from Cerberus. That is the... that is why she has those traps on her arms. They're supposed to be the heads. This is a new character for me, newly appearing in this game. So I am not used to her patterns at all. Her spell card patterns, that is. I'm also getting a bit complacent. Those little mines are nothing to scoff at. I'm going to have to be a bit more active in avoiding this spell. I do not like fighting her. There we go. That's a bit easier. I have an extra life for, I think, the last stage. Oh wow, you become strong! You don't seem like that little girl who ran off crying into the woods anymore. Huh? Who are you? Who are you? Back then, I was just an old Yamainu, a mountain dog spirit. I've been sensing some strong magic. It's coming from that pendant on your neck. What is it? This Lady Saki gave me this pendant. I don't know what it really is either. It doesn't belong here. This is magic that returns everything back to nothingness. Damn it, I think this magic item got a hold of me. I'm getting sleepy. Where am I? Where am I? What on earth happened? You're awake. The further you meddle with this incident, the worse it will get. That's why I put you to sleep. What? Huh? You put me to sleep? What the hell are you? My name is Zanmu Nippaku. The one who shall quell the chaos that besets the surface. Your selfish actions have been deemed a hindrance in my eyes. What are you talking about? I took down the beast that plotted the surface invasion. You're also a member of the Keiga family, aren't you? I'm not leaving this to Reimu. I'll do away with your little scheme. You dare mention me under the same breath as those beasts? You have no common sense. As expected of someone who's charmed by that tiny little jewel. Oh, that was just one of my traps. Don't make our battle turn out the way I planned. Overcome that fantasy with all you've got. And this is where you'll start seeing a trend where after a point characters will start appearing again throughout other characters' stories. Everyone you fight is playable after a certain point. Come on. Focus. Don't get boxed in. It's very frequent that you will find similar sorts of spell cards and how they want you to approach them. Zanmu here seems to punish being pushed back down. I am not taking any chances. I think the next spell card is her last one. You will have some spell cards that punish getting too close, some that need you to get closer faster. Okay, next one's the last one, and I have no bombs. So I am probably going to go down, but not without a fight. So I say, and then immediately get hit. Now I have all my lives, should have a somewhat easier time if I don't waste my bombs like that. Rather, those little spears are what punish you getting too far down, while this kind of spell card wants you to wait and see where it's going. Meaning that you need to be far away to figure out where it's going. To have the time to figure that out. That's a trend with brightly colored spell cards, where the brightness obscures the pattern itself, and that's what makes it difficult. This is a follow attack. I don't need a bomb for this, I just need to be a bit... No, I do need a bomb. That's my last bomb. Okay, here we go. And this is the kind of attack that tests your micro. How much you can remember where you are. Without looking directly at your character. Okay. That's Marisa done. Once more, I will be closing that. Apologies. And that is the second character down. And I believe this will unlock some others for me to play with. Enoka, Mizugashira, Saki Kurokoma, Seiran, Nazurin, Ran Yakumo. If you are a fan of Undertale, you might have heard that Toby Fox is a fan of Ran, and personally asked Zun to have her star in a game. And that was probably somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but that could also be why she is playable here. She is very highly ranked among my favorite characters too. If you see her outfit, you might see a resemblance to Toriel somewhat. The sort of white on indigo. Or indigo on white. Being a full sleeve, full body dress. But I will save her until after I've gotten all the humans out of the way. Sanae Kochiya. She is from 10, I think. as an antagonistic force. I realize I haven't been reading the stories. Reimu is due to the markets opening, the ancient land's property rights turn void. Spirits possess the land one after another. Some of the spirits had figures reminding her of the greedy animal spirits who eliminated those land-snatching scoundrels. She searches for the animal spirit's leader. Marisa? Due to the market's opening, the ancient land's property rights turn void. The spirits haunted the land one by one. She perceived something unknown, a dominating magic emanating from the spirits' hearts. Even the beasts wanted to rule, it seems. And now, Sanae. The god's unreasonable demand. She is a shrine maiden of a different shrine in Gensokyo, has a bit of a rivalry with Reimu, a bit of a one-sided rivalry, as Reimu doesn't really think about it too much unless openly challenged, sort of competing to get followers to visit their shrines. She serves 2 kami that actually live at the shrine and that are actual characters that we see. We don't know what kami resides in Reimu's shrine. There is much speculation about that, but that is neither here nor there. Sanae. As a result of the market's opening, all of the ownership of the land has returned to nothing. The spirits are possessing the land one after another. The surface world has become abuzz with spirits. She was ordered to investigate the situation, but the question remains, where to look first? Sanae's shot types are a bit strange. She has frogs that detonate, and snakes that go up until they laterally line up with a target and then zoom in that direction. I'm so angry. They told me to investigate the nature of these spirits flooding the surface. Where do I even begin? Hey, Sanae. Why don't you lend me the shrine? Just for a bit? What for? I want to make it a base for the beast yokai of the mountain. You'll let me do that, won't you, Sanae? Don't be silly. Why would I ever... Like Reimu, Sanae can be a bit fire and forget, but you have to play a bit more focused about her style. Actually, I'm going to start right over because that was an embarrassing hit. I think I have a bit of invincibility. I think like the first hit is free. Unlike Reimu and Marisa, her little capture charge does not appear until she reaches the first level of it. Meaning that you will always have to wait a second before you get it, and you have to plan out when you're going to use it. But it is much bigger and much easier to use. Okay, so I've been wasting bombs this whole time. That would not have been a waste. In fact, I do not feel great about losing a life on the first stage, so I'm going to keep trying until I get this. to make some changes to my stream info. Go. Much easier when you are not panicking. One more spell card, I think, probably. Go. Okay. Lost the invincibility there, but I did not lose a life. Regardless, we don't have a moment to lose. At this rate, we'll be overrun by those weird beast yokai. I was just about to go investigate myself, but still, I can't just lend you the shrine. Fox in a tube. That's because Tsukasa is a tube fox, a sort of magic familiar in certain Japanese folklore. She is from also Unconnected Marketeers, being a trickster that is playing all sides to her benefit. Phantoms aside, there are beast spirits that we don't usually see here. And the beast yokai are acting strange too, just as Tsukasa said. And some sort of catnip-like substance scattered all over the place. Sanae is a bit weird, a bit spacey with her thinking. She is from the outside world, the real world, as it is in the Touhou series. The real Earth does exist in the series, but Gensokyo is sort of spatially separated from it, sort of tucked in its own pocket dimension. Oh, you're investigating too? I thought the Moria Shrine would be watching and waiting. A strange beast yokai keep appearing, so I had to look into it. Speaking of, a beast yokai like you is investigating too. Well, I guess you could call it an investigation. Oh, that's right. Lady Kaneko told me to treat all beast yokai like enemies. That's a good way of thinking. And a great way to an early grave as well. Ran is from Touhou 7, being the first super boss of that game. The only one in the series to have 2 extra stages after the main story. The Phantasm mode, which has a bit of story closure to it. And is incredibly difficult, but is also short. I do not need to take that hit. So remember, deal with the spirit. I will be spinning the bomb, maybe not. Okay, so that's how Ran plays. Punishing, getting too close to the sides of the screen. That character you see spinning at me is her Shikigami, a familiar of sorts. I am not going to finish this without using a continue. Ran herself is also a Shikigami of another character that was released in Touhou 7, Yukari Yakumo. Yukari is the second super boss, the more difficult one, and someone that shows up a lot throughout the series. It seems like I'll just have to keep reining in the beast yokai one by one. Oh, where are the beasties? If they could come out of hiding right away, it would make my investigation a lot easier. Well, somebody's in a good mood. Even though this neck of the woods is crawling with rowdy beast spirits. Finally, a beast yokai with a big bushy tail too. This is Mamizo. She is based off of Danzaburo Tanuki, a famous tanuki from Sado Island folklore. She is from 11, I want to say. Or no, she is from... No, 11 is subterranean animism. 12 is UFO. 13 is 10 Desires. That is where Mamizo is from. A beast yokai? What rudeness. How dare you call me a beast? What? 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 So, as you can see, Sanae is not all together there. A bit stuck in her own world. Oh, that is Devious. Her attacks blend in with the animal spirits. Three, four. That is a bit intimidating. 2, 1. Now, and she does not get the bonus for defeating my spell card. that would be flooding my screen, making things harder. Not that she needs to. I am letting my vision get full of blind spots. Careful now. That's bad, and I was getting ready to use a bomb too. That's it. Why are you running around beating up beast yokai? What was the reason again? Oh, that's right. I was investigating why this land spirits have been so turbulent lately. I looked into it, and I found that not only phantoms and beast spirits, but even beast yokai have been acting up. So I decided to take down the beast yokai as fast as I can. So that's the reason. I see. In other words, it seems you haven't been investigating the matter at all. Huh? Listen, one or two beast yokai couldn't possibly have started this incident. I'm feeling kind. I'll let you in on something good. It'd be a pity if you went home empty-handed after getting so worked up, dearie. It'd be a pity if you went home empty-handed after getting so worked up, dearie. I'll work on that. Where's my chat? There's my chat. I follow Miss Mamuzo's directions, but isn't this place hell? Oh no, was it all a trick? That dumb Tanuki. And who might you be? Aren't you the shrine maiden of that mountain shrine? Who were you again? Matriarch of the Kiketsu family, Yachie Kicho. It's quite unfortunate that I didn't leave an impression on you. By the way, why have you fallen into hell? No, it's that Tanuki. She told me that a beast yokai is plotting the surface invasion here. Huh? Could it be? Plotting an invasion? That's just wrong. We've gone past the plotting stage. It's almost done. Soon, the surface will belong to the Kiketsu family. When that time comes, I hope you remember the face of your ruler. Get out, get out, get out. Yachie here is from Wily Beasts and Wicked Creatures, as well as one of the main antagonistic forces. That is my first hit. It's not good. I have 3 bombs. Don't. I should use my eyes rather than getting distracted. And that means I should try my best to do better in the last stage. Assuming this isn't that. I think it ends with fighting a new character from this game. That was a scary one. Got very close. And after I got so serious about not getting hit. She is a tricky one. And you will see the weakness of Sanai's attack here, where if there's a lot of enemies saturating the screen, your main damage to the boss just is not there. Okay. I hope this is the last fight for Sanai. That was not the last attack. Okay. That is terrifying. Get caught up in the pattern. Okay. That is not the last fight. I never finished Wily Beast Enrique's Creature. So, I did not know. Actually, what is she? Fourth boss? Yes. I think so. Your invasion is almost done? That's right. We've acquired the strongest ally on the surface. The weakness of we spirits in the animal realm, needless to say, is that we lack flesh and blood bodies. That is one of the reasons why we find it difficult to operate on the surface world. Therefore, it's essential for us to make an ally on the surface in order to extend our influence. That ally of the Kiketsu family from the surface, where are they? And what are you gonna do with that information? I'm eager to see what kind of stupid-looking face they have. I'm not going to hide her from you. If she's so weak that she loses to someone like you, she's of no use to us anyway. She's in the forest sanctuary. Why don't you go and say hello to her? I'm probably gonna hit a continue here. My second one of the run. I think I have 3. Isn't this around where the Forest of Sanctuary should be? I've been told that it's full of clicky types and I shouldn't get too close, but what if a Yamanba or something leaps out at me with a knife? That is a mountain granny, I think that translates to. A sort of kind of a cannibal cave woman type spirit, at least in the original folklore. This is Sun Wukong, Touhou's incarnation anyways. Well, if it isn't the little lady from the Moria Shrine. How are you today? Oh, stranger, what to do? Oops, sorry, we've never met before now that I think about it. I'm Son Biten, the Kiketsu family's guerrilla agent. And I am Gensoku's one and only great sage, Heaven's Equal. Remember it well. I can't believe it. What Miss Mamuzo said was actually true. The surface invasion has already begun. This will be my great deed. I'm going to defeat you and then save the world. Can you? Me and my monkey friends, we've heard all the rumors. That shrine maiden from the new shrine, she's incompetent, less than a monkey. That dork can't do anything on her own. Stuff like that. Now come at me, but no, I'm still learning how to keep my strength in check. Now I'm going to have some trouble if I keep coughing and losing focus. I will see how far I can get. I should really start using characters' charge attacks. Because that seems to be Sanai's strength. There we go. So a bit easy, starts out a bit lax. There's that boss attack. Don't get complacent. Ah. Don't overcorrect. Let's assume I have the attacks figured out. How about that? Don't run into the attacks. How about that? What determines the direction they go? Okay, it's opposite directions. Okay. That was easier than I expected. That is not the last fight. I miscounted stages. Nice work! Seems like those rumors were unfounded. This was fun. Let's go another round. I'll pass, thank you. I just don't get it. Why is a beast yokai from the surface lending a hand to spirits from the animal realm? In my case, it was all thanks to Lady Yachie that I did not fall into hell. I must repay her for her kindness. Hello? Want to hear more about it? Yeah. Then come closer. Okay. Close your eyes. Okay. And like that, Sanai let herself get caught in a trap. A yokai monkey told me to close my eyes, and then what happened to me? You're awake. I've set a trap to deal with any hindrances who would interfere with the proper resolution of this incident. And you fell for it. Huh? A trap? Who might you be? My name is Zanmu Nippaku, the one who will quell the chaos that besets the surface. Your selfish actions have been deemed a hindrance in my eyes. I only tried to thwart the Kiketsu family's schemes. What's so selfish about that? You arbitrarily decided to intervene in the Kiketsu family's schemes. In other words, you were being selfish, wouldn't you say? Is that so? I have fully settled the incident on the surface. There is nothing a human such as you can do. Now you must choose. Forget it all, or become nothing. Oh, that is an interesting, effect. Excuse me. That was rude. Okay, I'm not doing as bad as I thought I was. I was getting close. I'm getting better against her, I think. That's... Oh, I'll get better over the night, over the hours. I don't think I will be getting through the entire game, maybe just Rand's story and maybe Ramizo's. Those two are my favorites of the cast here. Careful, careful. Come on. There we go. Excuse me, cool it with the spears. Come on. Oh, I am not liking Sanai's shot type. That is very, very troublesome. I just got completely annihilated at the end there. I need to save my bombs for later. I will force her into another boss attack and not get hit. Easy. Just like that. Being more conservative with careful, careful. That was not careful. Was also not careful. Come on, take it easy on me. Okay, I think the next one is the last one. Come on. Come on, come on. How do I deal with this Esunai? Do I have? Do I just have to rely on basic stuff that comes with her shot? Don't get near. think that is the call. Just... no. No. Hope you... Second to last, only lost one life. Don't jinx it. Force her to... Okay, how? This game will test your pinky with how long you can keep it on the button. Okay, that is 3 characters down. And I am 2 hours into the stream. Pardon me. Need to stretch. Some D10. Yachiaki-cho. Amizo futatsu yo. Komano. And the roster is steadily filling out. These 4 can be considered the early story ones. And these, I believe, the ones with the purple, pink, fuchsia background, that is the next stage. Oh, pardon me. I forgot to read her little blurb. It was easy to imagine the kind of people who'd take advantage of all this fuss. She wishes to avoid them as much as possible. Ran is speculated to be Tamamo no Mai, along with several other nine-tailed foxes in East Asian folklore. An empress in China, a courtesan in Korea, a very dangerous, evil, cruel person. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean it's exactly the same in the Toho way of things, but that's what she's speculated to be. That's who she's speculated to be. Just as Lady Yukari said, the phantoms are reacting unusually. If this is caused by the liberation of the land, then perhaps it's a good thing? Yes, let's report something like that. Oh, a beast yokai. Why is a beast yokai in the village? Oh, you're investigating too. I thought the Moria Shrine would be quietly observing. Strange beast yokai keep appearing, so I had to look into it. Speaking of, a beast like yokai like you is investigating too? Well, I guess you could call it an investigation. Oh, that's right. I was told by Lady Kaneko to think of all Beast Yokai as enemies. That's a good way of thinking. And a great way to an early grave as well. And you will start seeing that a lot. Ron, as a character, is one of those set and forget types. She leaves her familiars around. Once you press the focus button. And you might notice that her sprite is a bit sharper than others. That's because hers is very new. Made just for this game. Don't lose a life on the first stage. What is her charge attack? There we go. Beast Yokai. Come to think of it, the number of beast spirits is unusual. So a beast yokai appeared at Moria Shrine. Let me take a look. Now, there isn't much difference in the number of spirits throughout Gensokyo. That means that this isn't an incident instigated for someone's benefit. I'd like to chalk it up as a natural phenomena, but... Hell now. Aren't you that fox who can't hide her tails? You're a tube fox. Why are you at the Moria Shrine? Sanae told me she was busy, so I'm house-sitting in her absence. House-sitting. It didn't seem anything like that, the way Sanae spoke of it. Well, I shouldn't put much faith in the words of Tube Fox. How upsetting, even though dear Sanae asked me to. Send away any suspicious trespassers, she said. The benefit of someone like Ron of her shot type, is that she can sort of pull double duty. Focusing on one side of the screen while her little familiars focus on another. Of course, that means her shot power is split between them, and that is why her little charge attack here is so useful. But in general, it is better to not focus unless you need to. Otherwise, you are splitting your power. There's a life lost to stage 2. Okay. Gotta focus up. Ugh. There's nothing fun about two foxes bamboozling each other. Ugh. There's nothing fun about two foxes bamboozling each other. Instead, I'd love to hear a well-informed, intelligent two fox opinion on something. If you were trying to gain something from this incident, where would you hide? Oh, so you think I'm telling the truth? Oh, come on. What do you think? It doesn't matter if it's true or not. Either way, don't you think there's some value in drawing out some intel? So you are a fox after all. I see. If you hide deep beneath the Earth's surface, you could do whatever you want to it, couldn't you? And guess what? There happen to be similar beast spirits underground too. As expected of a tube fox, you understand the criminal mind well. Oh, you scared me. Thought there wasn't someone I didn't know. Didn't expect to see a nine-tailed fox. Oh, it's Orin? I often see you playing with my dear little Chen. I am grateful for that. Ah, no problem. Thanks to you, my once cute little Chen is now finding corpses for fun. Rin here is a kind of cat spirit that defiles graves. In Toho, she feeds the bodies to the infernal furnace of hell, more or less. And the training was worth it. So, need anything from me? Do you happen to know anything about the incident happening on the surface? Incident? Ah, you must mean that great Phantasmagorial Release Festival. It's the best. The scent of death is everywhere. I never thought there'd be such a fancy event on the surface. Who's the organizer? Could it be that one from your place? I'm sorry, never mind me. You're not someone who'll get what I'm talking about. Rin is the Stage 5 boss of Subterranean Animism. Though she shows up in Stage 4 here and there as well. As the mid-boss. Easy. Don't get intimidated. Oh, it is so much nicer to have a linear shot type. Not. Colors are fading into one another. That is not good. Let's see. Here I thought I'd be able to clear this without losing a life. I will let that take care of it. Okay. I did not want to deal with all the zombie fairies. Taking advantage of the Great Phantasmagorial Release Festival on the surface. More beast spirits have been showing up underground, too. Yeah, there sure are a lot. But, while they're the same type of spirit, their origins are different. Is that so? The spirits here in Hell seem to be gushing out from the depths more and more. They are like empty shells of vengeful spirits whose grudges have faded away. Do you understand it, this feeling of dissatisfaction and emptiness? Okay. From the depths of the earth, huh? I certainly can detect some unusual energy from there. Could this be the passage to the underground geyser center? In, I think, 11, the antagonists of 10 have set up a nuclear reactor, and the geyser is where they let out the excess water as high pressure geysers and steam. What's under here? Huh? Who the hell are you? Aren't you that Shikigami from Yukari's place? What brings you here? Huh? Why are you here, Miss Suika? Suika and Yukari are friends of a sort. I see, so Yukari's making moves too. It's quite smart for you to set your sights on former Hell, but is there something up ahead? A curse lies beyond here, and exhausted from that curse, organic life lies dormant. If your goal is to investigate the anomaly, this could be quite the detour. But if you still want to go to Earth's depths, I'm not gonna stop you. Oh, this feeling. I'll end up having to go, won't I? I see, so that second charge causes more familiars to temporarily appear. I should not get distracted by my little tests. But that does certainly add to her power. Try to get through this stage without having to continue. Oh, that just rips through bosses. Okay. I will have to keep that in mind. Okay, Ran is strong. Okay. Well, you don't have much of a choice. If you want to go this far, go forth to the Earth's deepest pits. You're trying to force me to go, aren't you? Even though I really don't want to. I wonder what lies in wait for me up ahead. Oh, by the way, I have a little bit of advice. Watch out for traps. Cleverly hidden ones. What? Whoa, this isn't anything like I expected. This stench of rotten blood. This place in itself a trap. This is the Hell of Blood Pool. Something in Buddhist myth, I think, or at least some branches of it. In a previous Toho game, this is where the final fight happened against that game's instigating antagonist. Is there really someone here in a place like this? Huh? A fox? For an animal to come to a place like this, are you bored to death? Or maybe you're Totetsu's friend? Totetsu being the antagonist of said game. So there was someone. I can't believe it. I'm Chiari Tenkajin, and you are? I am not sure what Chiari is. I think her name is her species. I would have to look it up to be sure. I'm Ran Yakumo. I'm here to investigate an incident that's happening on the surface. You're investigating an incident? Oh, is it that thing that Totetsu's been doing? That idiotic little turf war doesn't interest me in the slightest. Totetsu's gonna be the sole winner anyway. What a load of bull. What did you say? The incident is Totetsu's handiwork. Well, Totetsu's not here right now. So, if you're looking for her, you'd better leave and look somewhere else. Unfortunately for you, it'll take blood, sweat, and tears to leave this place alive, but mostly blood. That is embarrassing. Don't run into bullets. Oh, okay, those track. Or they're traps. Okay. Oh, that is a tricky one. I believe the implication here is that Ran also used to be in the animal realm, the afterlife for animals, possibly after being sealed in the what is it, the Seishoseki? That big rock that cracked open a couple years ago that was said to be horribly evil and cursed and possessed by Tomomu no Mai. Okay. I just have to get used to a slower start. Okay, that is her extra attack. I want to keep the middle open. I got a little too bold there for my liking, but it worked out in the end. No. I am going to bomb there. That invincibility does not last forever. Okay. Once Ron gets going, it's a lot easier. You got me. You can't hold a candle to Totetsu, but I still had some fun. Where is Totetsu? Everyone thought she was gonna do something bad, but for some reason she's blended in with Gensokyo. But in the end, she did cause something bad. I don't know for sure where Totetsu went, but it's gotta be that place, right? That place. Oh, I suppose she's some kind of Chupacabra adjacent yokai? The animal realm, I wonder when it turned into such a city. It used to have more of a rotten smell back when I was here. It was a hellish wilderness. Long time no see. Ron, or is it Ron Yakumo these days? Long time indeed. So you're the head of the Goyoku Alliance now? Yuma Totetsu. You are as reckless as ever. What are you trying to do, making a mess of the surface? Who, me? Making a mess of the surface? Don't be stupid. The surface made a mess of itself. If anything, I'm the one trying to set things right. By making the surface Goyoku Alliance turf. This is just the thing the instigator would say. It's all coming back to me now. I got so sick of the ideology of Beast, I left this place and never looked back. But now, you're the aide to the ruler of Gensokyo. We're badgers from the same burrow, you and me. Awfully cruel calling me a badger. Don't lump foxes together with those things. Sorry about that. At any rate, there will be no need to report this to Lady Yukari, because your ambitions will be stopped here. While you were stewing in tepid waters, I was being tempered in a blazing kiln. This fight was over before it started. Beasts should live by the laws of beasts. Yuma is sort of styled after a type of sheep-like yokai, I believe. I would really have to double check. Careful. Okay. These. I'm letting myself get tripped up by stuff that really shouldn't be tripping me up. Okay. I'm just going to leave her with that. I should. That is coming a bit faster than I'd like. Come on. Nope. That was the last attack. Looks like I will need that continue. No, I ran right into that spirit. I am not doing too hot. I first go through this might have been a bit of a fluke. It is a bit difficult to fight without being in focus mode. So that means I have to be extra careful with my approach. I have to know when to be bold, when to be... when to not run into enemies like that. No. I'm just going to bomb. I do not want to deal with stuff. I am going to leave her with that. There we go. One more. I'm already getting hit. Almost had it. I am getting a bit reckless at this hour, getting a bit too caught up with my mistakes. I need to just chill and let things come, I was gonna say, but not directly into my hitbox. Okay. Yuma is from a game that is unlike the traditional style, even more different than what you see here. It is a 2D action game. More of a beat 'em up kind of game. I did not see what hit me. That is bad. Means I am getting distracted. You take every moment you can to get as much information of what's on screen as you can. And you don't let yourself get hit. No. Here. Gon is very strong, but difficult to control. Fitting for a nine-tailed fox, I suppose. I want to save my bombs for her last attack. I was thinking I might do Mommy's after this, but my performance right now shows me that I probably need to take a break. Once I have this done, I might log off for the night. Gotta be careful, gotta be patient. I'm going to do this. No. I have to remember that I can hold those bird spirits in place. Get myself a bit of room. This run is not going well. We should cool it with the birds. You don't need that many. Okay. The key to the next one is going to be to hold off on bombing it as long as I can. I say. That was not the last one. I got a bit impatient. Okay, I need to stretch and turn on the lights. Because that is not good for my eyes. Make sure I don't turn into a shrimp either. The problem with the birds is that I need to be ready for how they change course. If I can burst her down like that, it's no problem. But getting to that point is a bit daunting. There we go. Okay. Not one life lost yet. Okay. Boss attack should be coming up soon. Extra attack. That is my invincibility. Okay. Hold out. is a bad spot to be in. Okay. How many more of those do we have? Oh, how did I get through that? Okay, finally. I like Rand's playstyle, but she is tough to get a handle on. That's almost 3 hours of a stream. I think that might be it for me. Do I unlock anyone? Online versus mode. Yuma Totetsu. Chiari Tenkajin. Tsukasa Kurumaki. Rin Kainbyo. And that is it. Let us see, how many more? We have the final bosses, the 3 sort of recruits, the 3 leaders of those clans, and Suika, I think, is right here. And then that will be all the characters. But that is for another time. Thank you all for joining me, be it live or in the VOD. It is always a pleasure to have viewers, to know that someone is being entertained by my little hobby here. But that is it for me tonight. Until we meet again.